Have you ever thought about how famous people like Jake Paul and Taylor Swift could change an election? Why do their political activity and endorsements have such a big effect? Check out our newest movie to learn more about how celebrities affect election results and to find out if these stars are changing the course of democracy or just making the campaign trail more interesting. Taylor Swift, for example, is known not only for her music, but also for her active engagement in political and social issues. For years, Swift was criticized for staying apolitical, but this changed dramatically during the 2018 midterm elections. Swift publicly endorsed Democratic candidates in Tennessee and used her massive social media following to encourage voter registration and turnout. Her Instagram posts announcing her political stance resulted in a significant surge in voter registration, illustrating the tangible effect celebrities can have on electoral participation. Similarly, Jake Paul, a prominent YouTuber and social media personality, represents a different facet of celebrity influence. Known for his controversial content and substantial online following, Paul's involvement in politics has been less about traditional endorsements and more about leveraging his platform to influence younger audiences. His support for various causes and candidates, along with his calls for voter engagement, underscore how influencers can mobilize their audience in ways that traditional celebrities might not. Kylian Mbappé, the best soccer player in the world, may not have been able to lead France to victory at Euro 2024, but did he achieve a personal political success by trying to stop the far right from becoming president? During the first round of voting for the National Assembly, Mbappé told France's young people to stay away from extremism. His message didn't stop Marine Le Pen's anti-immigration party, National Rally, from getting a third of all the votes, which put it on track to form a government. The far-right group led by Le Pen was on the rise, so Mbappé thought it was time for a more direct approach before the July 7 second round of voting. The 25-year-old told reporters in Germany 2 days before the election, "We cannot leave our country in the hands of these people. It is really urgent. We saw how the first round turned out, and it's terrible. We really hope that things will get better and that everyone will get ready to vote and vote for the right side." Even though Mbappé wanted France to win, they didn't make it out of the Euros because they lost 2-1 to Spain in the semifinals on Tuesday. It's possible that the second round of voting in the election for parliament would have made him feel much better, though. As a result, the New Popular Front, a coalition of left-wing parties, and President Emmanuel Macron's second-place centrist Together party beat National Rally to third place. This created a hung parliament. On Wednesday, George Clooney made news in the United States when he asked President Joe Biden to drop out of his race against former President Donald Trump. In a guest article for the New York Times, Clooney talked about his worries that the 81-year-old Democratic president is sick. "This is not just my opinion. It is the opinion of every governor, senator, and congress member I talked to privately," Clooney wrote. "It breaks my heart to say this, but the Joe Biden I saw at the fundraiser 3 weeks ago was not the Joe. Big effing deal Biden of 2010. He wasn't even the 2020 Joe Biden. The man we saw at the argument was the same one." People in the US often use celebrity recommendations, and more people in the UK are starting to do the same. Hugh, who was in Love, Actually, and Notting Hill, spent the 2019 general election campaign for candidates who were against Brexit. Meanwhile, Robert Del Naja of the British trip-hop group Massive Attack spoke out in support of Green Party leader Carla Dinger, who was elected as a member of parliament last week. Josephine Harman, an assistant professor of political science at Northeastern University in London, says that endorsements from well-known people can add a bit of gold dust to a politician's status in a culture where people who want to be lawmakers have to try to stand out from the daily noise of competing interests. Harman says, "I think it makes them seem more accessible and well-liked. That's what politics is all about in the end, and I think it can help politicians if people link them to a popular celebrity. With their big social media followings and ability to make headlines, celebrities and other so-called influencers can also help politicians get more people to vote for them." Harman says Taylor Swift spoke out for U.S. Vice President Joe Biden in 2020, and American rapper Cardi B did a lot for Bernie Sanders during the election. It's clear that can reach younger people who might not normally care about politics. People are much more likely to support a politician if they see an interview or chat between their favorite celebrity and that politician all of a sudden appear in their social media feed, on TikTok or somewhere else. Harman talks about how well former President Barack Obama got along with Hollywood stars. He was known as a very starry president who created a symbiosis between him personally and the pizzazz of celebrity, and big names like Beyoncé and George Clooney backed him. Harman says that when Tony Blair was Prime Minister of the UK in the 1990s, he played up the Cool Britannia theme by bringing bands like Oasis to Downing Street. How much power do celebrities really have in politics, though? Mariana Graffini, a populism expert at Northeastern University, said that Mbappe's views against the far right would have probably had an effect on the French polls even if they didn't make the difference. The assistant professor of international relations and anthropology says, "I don't think Mbappe's strong criticism of Le Pen and the national team's clear political stance had a significant effect on the election. There's no doubt that football teams have a lot of fans and as a result power over the public. Players on football teams and representatives of the far-right party have attacked each other in the past because they didn't agree on political issues linked to ethnic identity and integration. However, these events did not decide the future course of politics." Mbappé has voiced concerns about National Rally's nativism, which is a policy that pits national interests against arguments for immigration. This may have had some effect on the election, but not a major one. Ruffini says that the outcome may have been affected by more important issues, such as worries about nationalism and the economy. A new report says that Biden's poor showing in the debate didn't have much of an effect on voters' choices. Le Pen wasn't happy with Mbappe's involvement, saying that he and other celebrities were out of touch with French people because they lived abroad and made a lot of money. A BBC story says Mbappé will make €15 million, $16.2 million a season, plus a €150 million, $162 million signing bonus that will be paid over 5 years. He moved from Paris Saint-Germain to Real Madrid this summer. In response to the player's words, Le Pen said, "French people are fed up with being lectured and told how to vote." She also told celebrities and other stars to show a little restraint during election campaigns. Ruffini says that National Rally and Le Pen were attacking Mbappé in a way that made him look like he was part of an economic elite, even though she comes from a wealthy political family. This could appeal to voters who don't like how much football players get paid, even if it's just one example of an elite group that the far right is going after, says the London-based professor. Harman says that some sports stars and red carpet regulars might not feel free to speak out like Mbappé did for fear of losing endorsements or other things that are important to their careers. Mbappé is a huge star right now. He doesn't have to worry about the deals he makes with the businesses he works with. They will never drop him, but another football player might not have that much buying power or pulling power, Harman says. There are a lot of different ways that fame can affect politics. Celebrities have a big impact on public opinion and election results. For example, Taylor Swift's support have a big effect on voters, and Jake Paul is trying to get younger voters involved. It is clear that celebrities have the power to inspire, mobilize, and change the political conversation in meaningful ways. Their impact can have both good and bad effects. The part celebrities play in modern elections will stay an important part of understanding how elections are shaped and change as the political scene changes. Intrigued by how celebrities shape politics? Subscribe now for more insights into the powerful intersection of fame and elections, and never miss a deep dive into the forces that influence our world.